What's up, Johnny?
What's up, Noah? How are you, bro?
Dude, I'm good. It's good to see you.
Glad to see you, man.
Yeah, because we'll talk every now and again, but it was nice to see a message that you wanted to come back on so soon. So good to see you.
Dude, you're my buddy. You're my buddy. And, you know, a lot of people always hit me up for podcasts. I never want to go.
Well, when your first one's the best one, it's kind of hard to...
For sure. I mean, you got a great studio, good vibes. We're both veterans. It's easy to speak to you.
Oh, we're both right-wing racists is what you're saying.
Oh, my God.
That's what that sounds like to me. Yeah, I was telling you before the show, dude, like, I really enjoyed your little, I don't want to say it's a clapback, but just your response to some guy tagging you about the data center thing. You're like, don't bring me into this. Not my problem.
Dude, I get roped into so many stuff. I'm like guilty by association with stuff I don't even know about.
How? Because you had great numbers when you came on last time, and they're just growing still.
Yeah.
Do you like? Because I'm starting this in a not insignificant way. I'm starting to experience a little bit of pushback, a little bit. I get some weird DMs now.
Yeah, for sure.
Over the last couple of months, and I'll get some weird stuff. Do you? Because for me, I'm just like, all right, that's gay, and I just delete it, whatever,
yeah.
or I get out of my inbox, or if it's in my comment section, I leave it because it's like, oh, that just farms engagement.
For sure, yeah.
I'm not, I don't really care about that. How do you deal with? Because criticism's good, but
yeah,
just
for sure,
idiots. Do you just compartmentalize it? Do you not give a fuck?
Nah, I don't care too much. Like,
good.
I don't put my value in what a random person says. Like, you have your true supporters and true followers that'll watch every single thing. They'll comment positive or thank you for sharing this information. You're always gonna have have haters no matter what. So
yeah.
I'm just like, meh, whatever.
Good.
Sometimes I say immature comments back. That's like the funniest thing, because like someone's like, "You're the stupidest news reporter ever," and I'm like, "Well, your mom actually DM'd me telling me that I was her favorite." Like just stupid stuff like that. That's not even like just immature. You know what I mean?
Right. No, yeah, that's always fun. I will say this, because you just posted recently about the In-N-Out Burger coming in.
Yeah,
they have picked the worst areas for In-N-Out to show up.
Got Coors, got the mall, and got on Gibson.
Yeah, the worst area. Like, okay, so Coors, because that's over by like the Panera Bread, Starbucks, St. Pius.
Yeah.
That is already bogged down with traffic.
Yeah,
like
for
like
sure.
That's all. Like throughout the day, it's an issue, and this is all happening for those of you that listen that don't live in Albuquerque. We've had major road construction, which is finally starting to show the skeleton and a little bit of meat on it of what it's going to turn into, but that's still got at least a year and a half on it.
Oh, for sure. I think they said like 1 to 2 years projected opening time. But do you remember St. Joseph's? Like that intersection just got cleared up like, I don't know, 2 months ago. It was heavily constructed because they were expanding it.
Yeah.
Then once the Canes got built, it got busier. Mm-hmm. And then there's like the Seven Bro, there's the Olive Garden. There's a lot going on in that small little area. It's pretty busy.
Is that over by St. Joseph's? Is that by the Air Force Base?
No, the St. Joseph's is right across from St. Pius, so that's...
Oh, no, right. That's right, because they built right.
Yeah, so Gibson is the one that's kind of going to be by the airport. You know where the airport exit is on Gibson? Mm-hmm. Yeah, off of Yale. Gibson and Yale.
That's where they're putting the other one?
Yeah. Random, huh?
That In-N-Out Burger is going to get robbed and fucking... That place is going to get lit up quick.
Dude, it's wild.
It's a horrible area. Well, because, like I said, Coors, terrible with traffic. And then the one by U&M, terrible with traffic.
Yeah.
And then the one with Cottonwood Mall.
I don't even know where they're going to begin to build that.
Yeah, where would that even be?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think if there's like an empty plot of
I'm thinking like Alameda-ish probably, or on that other side. To be honest, I have no idea.
And that gets, I remember driving next to that area because that's where Balloon Fiesta was at. Mm-hmm. And when they're doing the Boots in the Park thing, and just seeing all that traffic that got held up for that.
Yeah.
Insane. Anyway, I enjoy, personally, I like talking to you and I like seeing your stuff because I'm not tapped in with as much as I should be with like local stuff.
For sure, yeah.
My whole thing, like I spend all my time especially over the last couple of weeks. Like I write where I can, but especially the last couple of weeks when I knew this gig was coming up.
Writing for your shows?
Yeah, writing a lot of material, and then if I am reading the news, like, I just see how my brain works, and I should pay attention more to local stuff. But my brain is just like, well, if we get a nuclear war, all this local stuff is not going to matter.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not going to matter. So, like, Improvised Intelligence is sponsored by the amazing people over at Chop Chili. If you've been a long time listener to the podcast, you know that this is my favorite brand of chili here in New Mexico. Pretty much put it on every meal that I can. They've got red chili, green chili. My personal favorite is this blend of the red and the green. I think this stuff is phenomenal. They also have frozen bags of green chili that you can order directly from their website at chopchilico.com. You can also find them in stores around the state of New Mexico at Sprouts, Albertsons, Farmers Country Market, John Brooks, Keller's Farm Store, Lowe's Market. And you can also find them in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Hobbs, Gallup, Tucumcari. And for all my friends in Texas, they are in El Paso. Again, chopchilico.com. Go get yourself some amazing chili. Now back to the podcast. What are you paying attention to in Albuquerque right now?
A lot of different stuff, like new building stuff. I always pay attention to what the police are doing. That's just something that I really like because it's interesting to me. Part of what I like to do is just find out what's interesting to me. So anytime the police are doing something, I love to see what's going on with there. Fortunately, I've built enough credibility with the police departments where I'm on their email lists. So their media release list. So it's cool. So if something like happens or some homicide or someone arrested, they'll shoot you an email and they'll be like, the Albuquerque Police Department arrested this guy for blah, 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 blah. And it gives you like a nice breakdown. And that's like why the media is so like, you know what I mean? It's so clean and it's like, doesn't do the homework for you. You still got to put your script together and still build the story, but it just makes it so easy to like do it from there.
So when you receive something like that, and again, I'm naturally inclined to not believe anything that comes from an organization.
Yeah.
That's just where my brain goes, right? Not disparaging APD specifically, but I look at any type of government organization and I'm just like, you're probably lying to me. What's going on? So I know you kind of just said it, but like break down a little bit, what's the format that they're sending to you about, like, let's say, you don't have to use any like specific descriptors, but like, what's the format of the release that they're sending to you? That's interesting.
It just depends on what case. So if there's like a homicide, it typically goes like this. So if there's like the last time there was an officer involved shooting, they'll send you an email and it says APD was just involved in an officer involved shooting. Suspect is deceased on the scene. Media stage at X location. So you get the email, you go to X location, you get there.
Oh, you like actually go?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So you pull up to said location, and then they'll say, hey, media stage over here. You stage over there, and then you kind of can get some B-roll and start filming around and stuff like that. And then they'll say, hey, come inside the crime scene, and then they'll give like a whole media release. The police chief comes out and tells you what happened. If it's a rowdy scene, they'll do the same thing. But yeah, that's the way it goes. And if it's just like a collision, they'll give you like a good breakdown. They'll say like, hey, there was an accident at the intersection of Jefferson Osuna, person passed away, or they're in critical, tell the public to avoid this intersection for a while, things like that.
No shit. Okay, so
with a good timeline on it too.
Are there other like media like social media personalities I think influencers are so fucking gay, but are there other types like you there getting information, or are you kind of like the guy?
Dude, I'm the only one.
Fuck, there we go.
Dude, I really think it's to the rapport that I've built with the police department, built with the city.
Well, first of all, again, credit where it's due.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they're even doing that, because that's, again, not a lot of people watch the local news. Like, if you were to poll people under the age of 40 who has a cable package, who can take their smart TV and even connect it to local stations? Who can figure that out?
No one.
For me, the only way that I've seen you can do that is if you go on like Pluto TV, or like one of the apps that does like your local stations, and then you can find like local channels. But who does that?
No
like
one.
Pluto TV is what you choose to after like Tubi. Like nobody goes onto that. So good for them for seeing the landscape and saying, okay, who do we have not at our disposal, but who could possibly whatever? Because you've already interviewed like the interim police chief.
Yeah.
Is she still there?
She got promoted to full-on regular police chief.
Oh, they just kept her.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I remember you did a video with her, and then you had one with like one of the sheriffs,
Sheriff
right?
John Allen, he's
Yeah.
the man. He
Okay.
he just won re-election as well too, so he's going to be the sheriff again for his
Okay.
new set of term.
That's Bernalillo, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
so.
cool. So I've seen your videos with all of them, so that was interesting. But good for you. That's I didn't even know that was a thing. Have you seen the movie Nightcrawler
Dude, sick.
with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Dude, when I first got started, people would accuse me. They're like, "News guy Johnny's a nightcrawler." I'm like, that's kind of wicked. You know what I mean? I don't even know how you do that. That dude was straight up staging accidents and stuff like that. So
Yeah, spoilers for like an almost 10-year-old movie. But
yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's a great movie. But yeah, that is a
Dude, that dude was a genuine psychopath in that movie.
Well, I mean, when the movie opens up with him stealing copper and trying to
Yeah.
sell it back to a construction site, and they're like, "We know you stole this, you fucking crackhead."
Yeah. I'm not hiring a thief.
Yeah, right. Great movie,
Dude,
I
such a
rewatched
sick
that a
movie.
couple months ago. Great movie.
Tremendous acting by Jake.
Yeah, really good. So yeah, that's very. And then how do you balance that with? Because I'm not obviously going to out what your job is, but like you have a pretty traditional-ish 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
You can't really break away. Is your
Dude, it's tough. I have to
Yeah.
have insane time management for everything. You know, so it's getting up early, going to get a workout in, coming home filming content, and then going to work, and then coming home from work and spending time with girlfriend and dogs. And dude, it's busy. I definitely got to be locked in. I got to put a good right and left limit on everything.
Yeah.
Everything has a good right and left limit. You know what I mean? And dude, it's tough.
do you
But,
sleep?
oh, for sure. Yeah, I sleep pretty good. I sleep I don't know what's good sleep, but I try to sleep.
Good. Okay, I was gonna say that's a lot of shit you have on your plate. So you're paying attention to a lot of the law enforcement stuff. Were you covering? 'Cause I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. Were you covering any of the ICE protests when they were happening?
Slightly, but only, there was some where they would just randomly just pop up out of nowhere, and you're like, where the heck did this come from? You know what I mean? And they just have assembled. So if there was those, I would just kind of say hey, there was this ICE protest on this street, this intersection. There was this amount of estimated people and stuff like that. So it was pretty active when the high schoolers. Remember the high schoolers were doing the ICE walkouts. So I got good content from every single high school.
I do remember that.
And that was, dude, mostly from students. Students would film it and send it to me.
Did they? Because I saw videos of it circulating from around the country, but
Yeah.
did we have groups of kids going to a fucking Albertsons and a Smiths?
Dude, that was
that us?
Dude, there was two different ones where kids went into Albertsons and Smiths, and there was another one where the students from, I think it was a Trisco Heritage, went into the Walmart off Rio Bravo.
Oh, we're all Mexicans, all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they went in that Walmart. Dude, it was nuts.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm all for your genuinely, genuinely, I'm all for their freedom to protest
Yeah.
and their freedom of assembly and their right to assembly. And I am truly a purist when it comes to the Constitution.
Yeah.
Truly, I am. But come on, man. I'm not convinced that raiding a fucking Albertsons and causing a ruckus at 3 p.m.
Oh, dude, they were
gonna
just
help.
listening to someone's intrusive thought. Huh? Let's go to Walmart. You know what I mean? I don't know. They were probably just looking for somewhere to go.
And you stay pretty, publicly anyway, you stay pretty apolitical, which I appreciate.
I try to, because I was actually just thinking this earlier, is dude, people are coming for anybody that represents any political affiliation, whether they agree with them or not.
Yeah.
Dude, the masses are coming for them. So I try to stay as nonpartisan as possible, but
Do you see that happening, or is it happening to you directly?
it's not happening to me directly. I see it happening to a lot of other people, but
Yeah.
they'll make videos hey, this person is blah, 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 blah.
You know what?
And
I
then-
saw something. Sorry to cut you off. I
you're
saw
fine.
something pretty stupid.
What's that?
I can't remember if it was on TikTok or on Instagram, but somebody had made a video. I guess this just shows how disconnected I am from most, genuinely most content creators.
Yeah.
In Albuquerque, in New Mexico in general. I know a couple. And I'll be perfectly honest, when I do see other people doing content, I'm like, okay, I'm intentionally staying away from just because it's either low quality or just bad or
Yeah.
kind of
Just not interested.
cringy, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest. And we have enough food reviewers. We have enough. The food here is great. That's why half of us stay here.
Dude, I'm doing a food review tomorrow.
Damn it, man. But so I guess we have a big food reviewer guy with a bunch of tattoos, Hispanic dude. I know that narrows it down a lot. But some lady made a video. Like,
We need to cancel this guy because he went to UFC 250 and he's with the president. He's with the orange man.
it's like,
Yeah.
are we still? Listen, I don't like Trump. I've made that pretty clear. I voted for the fucking guy, and I've
sure.
made that clear that I don't like what he's doing 99% of the time. But are we still doing the stupid orange man bad thing?
Yeah.
Do the Iran war bad thing. Do the Epstein file. You know what I mean? Anyway, so when I saw that, it's like, why are you attacking a creator for getting a cool opportunity? Because objectively, I don't know if you watched the UFC. Did you watch the 250?
Dude, I've been a ride or die UFC fan since I was a little boy.
Objectively, one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it was a heater of a card.
Dude,
Yeah.
I thought, what's his name at the end? Lopez?
Oh yeah.
I thought he died.
Yeah.
Fucking orbital bone poking out.
Ilia Topuria.
Temporia.
Yeah.
Temporia. That's not Lopez. Temporia. I thought he was going to die in the hospital.
Dude, he got beat the heck up. What a performance by Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, Gate and honestly, like, I don't think the UFC is rigged, but I don't think our country could have handled the white boy from Arizona getting beat for the championship at the White
for
House
sure.
by the Mexican dude. I don't know.
That whole fight just proves how MMA math doesn't make sense, right? So Ilia smokes Charles, Ilia smokes Max Holloway. Both of those two have beat Justin Gaethje, but somehow Justin Gaethje dethrones the Matador. It just makes no sense. MMA math, fight math.
Well,
Doesn't
and
make no
Gaethje,
sense.
and again, I'm not as like I'll watch because my chick is really into it. So like I'll like
Oh, dude, I'm a hardcore.
from the side I'll pay attention. Gaethje's got like 10 years on him, right?
Oh, dude, Gaethje's been in the game forever.
Well, strictly like age wise though, right? He's like 10 years older
Yeah,
than he
he's,
is.
he's
and-
definitely this was supposed to be his retirement fight.
Right.
And now he
right,
got
right,
the
right.
strap, so he might not even retire. So he's been in the game for a very long time and fighting for a very long time. But dude, he just can take damage and he could be in those wars. And Temporia's never been in wars like that, so it's just like, experience is experience.
And he's different from Nate. Is it Nate Diaz? Yeah, I think the skinnier of the Diaz brothers. That's Nate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's different from Nate because Nate can take a lot of damage like that, but he just bleeds everywhere.
Yeah,
The
dude,
amount
Nate
of
gets hit and his forehead's open
Yeah,
instantly.
the amount of scar tissue that guy has
Yeah.
is, I mean,
Nuts.
it's really bad. So he just bleeds everywhere, but Gaethje's just like a boulder.
Dude, he's tough.
And he's got fists like rocks. Like I that's one thing I do miss about COVID during the pandemic.
Ooh, the Apex
Or COVID
fights.
during the pandemic. The UFC during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Was the fights in the Apex Center.
Dude, that was
no
nasty.
audience. Because you just hear.
Dude, yeah. And I think the craziest fight that ever happened in the Apex was Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson. Did you see that fight? Mm-hmm. Dude, that fight was...
Is that the fight where that's where the image came out of the foot's coming up, right?
No, so that
And it
was
makes him-
that was Michael Chandler.
That was
doing
Chandler,
That
right.
was Michael Chandler doing that to Tony Ferguson.
Right,
but,
right.
Dude, Tony Ferguson has got smoked so many times. But that fight in the Apex with Justin Gaethje, it was like a 5-round fight, and Tony Ferguson won 0 rounds and took so much damage.
Is he still fighting or did he retire?
No, he was retired from the UFC, but he's doing the RAF, the wrestling. Dude, that's like the most popular sport right now is wrestling.
I thought fighting was. Or slap fighting.
So that's like the next, like right now, it's like the biggest thing. It's literally like collegiate style wrestling, and all
What's
the
it called?
RAF, RAF.
RAF.
Yeah. So that's like the biggest thing right now because all these fighters that have contracts in the UFC, they have like obviously non-competes with other organizations, but they're able to grapple in the RAF, and it's popular. They have like celebrities doing it. They have fighters doing it. Like it's pretty hardcore. Everyone in the UFC is doing it,
Real American freestyle.
and they're getting paid buku bucks to do it.
Founded by Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Interesting. I had no idea about this.
Dude, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm just so. That's why I love doing this show. It's like I'm so like zeroed in on like the 3 things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
That I'm totally missing this. It's just
It's pure like collegiate style wrestling.
collegiate wrestling.
Yeah.
Have you seen the South Park where they're doing the wrestling versus the WWE style?
No.
Have you seen? There's a scene where so the whole thing is the kids see WWE or a version of it and like the South Park version, like we want to do that. And then the elementary school goes, yeah, we're having wrestling. Come sign up, but it's actual wrestling.
Oh,
so
they're all
the
dressed like
unitards.
superstars.
No. So they show up. They're dressed in the unitards, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And the coach is teaching them how to wrestle, and they think they're like getting molested. They have no idea what wrestling really is.
Oh,
so
shoot.
they think he's a pedophile. So the rumors start spreading that he's gay. and he goes to the bar.
Yikes.
And he goes to the bar with all like the adults, obviously, and he's like, that's not wrestling. This is wrestling. He shows a video of wrestling, and they're like, sir, we need to get you and your gay porn out of this bar.
Dude, I actually have seen that. I used to watch so much South Park in the day, and it's been a while, dude. Holy
Anyway,
crap.
yeah, so they're making a lot of money over there, huh?
Dude, tons and tons of money.
Interesting.
But back to where we were talking earlier is so they have that guy, and for some reason my name always finds its way into there, and they're like, we heard Johnny's mega too.
Oh, the guy, the food reviewer, right? Yeah, so he gets bashed for no fucking reason, and I guess, and I saw his page, and hey, if you're happy to be watching, no hate, just good for you, I guess. I really just could not care less. So then he gets that, and people start roping you into it.
People start roping me into it, and then like I always get roped into all of these other things, guilty by association, Project Jupiter, people's saying I'm in there, people saying I'm like, dude, I'm not involved in any of that. You know what I mean? I don't care about any of that.
Well, I saw someone made a comment, and I vaguely remember this video of yours because you post like 5 times a fucking day.
Dude, I'm active.
I don't know how you do it. I mean, I know how you do it, but I mean, good Lord, I don't have time for that. So good for you.
Dude, I'm locked into it.
Yeah, good. And it's paying off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, again, no shade to anybody specifically, but at all, because I don't even have anybody in mind. But what a shame it would be, because I was there. I mean, I was there for a long time where you're just posting and posting, mainly on my podcast, Instagram, you're just posting and getting no views. It's fucking embarrassing. I speak from experience. It is embarrassing.
Yeah,
it sucks.
But dude, you posted like 2 or 3 Epstein videos when
Oh,
all
and they
that was
exploded.
popping. It's
And they
like,
exploded.
rah,
And they exploded.
rah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. No, I got lucky.
Excited.
I got lucky. I just need to make that perfectly fucking clear. I got lucky. And I'm kind of funny sometimes, but lucky.
You're pretty funny. But the thing about social media, bro, it's literally like rolling the lottery every time. That's what it's like to upload a video. I'm going to roll the lottery, roll the lottery, roll the lottery. And the more you roll it,
Yeah.
the more you get lucky. And the more you provide good content, the more likely you are to get lucky.
Correct. Well, and then I will say, like, there's some video, like, shout out to my buddy Joe. He's a videographer that I met recently through my buddy AJ, another comedian, very funny.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, very funny guy. And very funny, very big. Love you, buddy. Actually, he's down 40 pounds.
Good for him.
Good job, man.
He's locked in.
He is locked in.
Stay dialed.
He's doing great. And Joe shot some great footage for me. The All American Reject video did pretty well on Instagram, but the other stuff is not doing that well, and I don't know why, because it's great content. I think it's also niche because it's comic book shit. But anyway, Point is, I saw someone commented about you made a video about like data centers, and you're like they could bring a lot of jobs, and people kind of just took it as always a right wing whatever.
Yeah.
Do you even remember posting a video about that?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
It was with the lawsuits that Meta had with New Mexico, where they're threatening to shut down Meta in the state.
What ended up happening with that?
Nothing. We've heard nothing. According to the Attorney General, he said it was a massive bluff. He thinks it's a bluff.
Meta, correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't read a whole lot into it, because I was like, when we actually get... that's where I am with a lot of like local stuff specifically, is like, I'll follow every beat and turn and switch on like the Iran war, or like the Epstein files, or stuff with like the big name stuff. I will... or things that just matter to me, especially stuff like the Federal Reserve, like I will... if there's a big story or something like that, I think I find interesting, I will follow every beat and turn to like really like see where this goes. But like with local stuff, I'm really like, okay, let's see where this ends up. And then like, well, whatever. So what I was understanding was Meta was threatening to not only, because there's the massive center they have down in Los Lunas.
Correct.
They're not only threatening to leave that, they were threatening to pull functionality of their apps in New Mexico.
Shut the lights off Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, any like Meta Quest crap you have don't work. It shuts the lights on all of it, from my understanding. And just because New Mexico sued them one time for $347 million for not doing enough to protect minors, and then they're going after them again, kind of the same thing, but telling them that they need to refigure the app so kids can't doom scroll, so they don't get trapped in algorithms.
Okay, so let's pause there for a second.
Yeah.
They sued for just shy of $400,000 because they felt that Meta as a company was not doing enough to protect children. So just to as much information as you have, just so we can kind of like check the boxes here.
Sure.
For my own sake.
Yeah.
Is this lawsuit coming from like the state of New Mexico?
Yeah,
Is it coming from the Attorney General's
It's
office?
the AG, yeah.
From the Attorney General's office.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know like what their basis was? Like, 'cause that's a pretty. Not only is it like a pretty big accusation, it's
Yeah.
a broad one.
For sure. It's to be honest, it's a little bit hard to understand. The Attorney General is a very smart guy.
Who is it again?
Raul Torres.
Raul Torres.
He's a cool dude, actually. He's a cool dude. I've spoke with him several times in person, and we've spoken about several different videos.
I'd like to talk to that guy.
Dude, he's cool.
Cool. I'll be perfectly honest. I've got some Epstein questions because when that thing came up
The
with
Truth Commission?
yeah, well that and then when that story came up about I forget her name, the little girl that got killed. That her case was in the Epstein files.
Yeah. Victoria Martins.
Victoria Martins. That night that you had told me about it, and I did some digging. Just
why is it in there?
well, not only just that. Well, that's actually pretty explainable. Just because it had to potentially deal with CP and all that kind of stuff that got wheeled in. I found some discrepancies. Let me get into this later if you want. But I found some discrepancies with Raul Torres and his reporting publicly, and with what the FBI was doing. And there's also some holes that might be able to fill in with more like context that we just don't know about publicly.
Yeah.
But I found some potential stuff where I was like, this does not add up, and somebody's lying here. It was either because at the time Raul Torres was like he was the DA for I want to say he was like the DA in like Las Cruces or something like that, or around that area. And then it might have been in New Mexico or in Albuquerque, I don't remember, but he's a DA at the time, and he was saying some things that were incongruent with what the FBI was finding, and they were pretty close to each other. Anyway, so you talked to Raul Torres, and what was it? What were they saying that Meta was doing?
Basically, it's just like the algorithms are meant to entrap kids and keep them on the app as long as possible. But also the way, certain algorithms work, there could be a predator lurking in said algorithm, and then it makes it easy for, me to DM said person if I, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of stuff like that. It's a lot of people are arguing that the parents should have, the parents should be responsible for that. But I mean, the judges ruled in favor of New Mexico, and then New Mexico now sued again, and this time it's like for $4.7 billion.
So, whoa. Okay, so before we get to
We're
the
in
second
the
one,
B's.
so because I know Instagram, I guess Meta, they rolled out a kids not a kids version, but like a safety version of it.
Yeah.
Where it puts guardrails that parents can use and customize for their kids and whatever. But and I get it. You don't want your kid to be the weird one. Like, you don't want your kid to be the homeschooled kid in public school where they're just out of the loop. They have no idea what's going on and all of that. But at the same time, and I should just preface by saying I'm obviously not a parent, so I've never been in this position. But I'd imagine you don't want your kid to be left in the outside. But when you're looking at the statistics of the kids that are a part of the culture, the zeitgeist, whatever, and they are participating in all of that, and you're seeing the negative statistics attached to those kids, what's the trade-off? You know what I mean?
For sure. And from what I was understanding, he was like, well, this software already exists in like other states or other countries like Europe, Australia. They both have this set of guidelines that are already in there, and basically what he's asking is to have that over here, where it's like 16 and under have certain guidelines, between 18 and 16 has different guidelines. I'm not too sure like the nitty gritty, but he's asking for that to be here, and they're saying no. From what I understand.
Because really what this boils down to is, do you want these companies to stay private? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what it boils down to, because they're in this weird position. And I used to have a strong opinion on these things, but as I've read more and just grown up a little bit, I don't know where I land. Because I see it from both sides. Like, if they're private, they can be ran, not autonomously. There's guardrails still with federal law, and the FCC and all that kind of stuff where they apply. But they get to work outside of the government. Mm-hmm. And again, I will always err on the side of less regulation and the government staying out of things.
Yeah.
But you also run into the issue of freedom of speech, which is why Elon stepped in to buy Twitter. And I know people have differing opinions on that. But you don't want, because if they become a public utility, the government then is able to regulate it. And that's when in my opinion, that's the quickest way to speed run towards things like a social credit score. And the government can just say, oh, well, fucking me, the shit that I've posted, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you've said this about Trump, or you've said this about the Epstein files, or about the Iran war. We're gonna, hey, guess what, dude? You can't travel, you can't buy gas, you can't buy food. We're gonna
sure.
shut off your debit cards.
There's something pretty interesting that just happened with that too. Is like on the White House's website, there's like a whole page dedicated to left-wing influencers that are labeled as like dude, it's crazy.
Okay,
Dude, look it
Okay.
up. And I saw some girl make a TikTok about it. She's a local lady, and she's a leftist.
What is it called?
Dude, look it up. It's like White House list of. I think they call it like liberal extremists in social media, something like that. I'm not even
Okay.
kidding you.
Oh,
But
fuck it, why
some
not?
girl on Instagram was talking about it and saying that she was listed on there. But I was like, what the heck?
And a local chick?
Yeah,
Do I know her?
I don't know.
Is she like big? Bigger?
Bitch, like no, like
Okay.
size or like like size or Instagram followers. Yeah, it's like 25K.
Okay, she's like, okay, that's what I meant.
I think she's like 130.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. No,
You found
this
it?
this is a real thing.
I told you,
literally
bro.
so I literally Googled that's so funny. White
a
House
thing.
list of liberal influencers, and the first thing that pops up is whitehouse.gov, and the thing is left. So there's two.
Yeah.
There's one at the top. It says leftist influencers archives, and the one below it says leftist influencers. So I just clicked on the one that says leftist influencers. So nothing comes up on that page. So that page is dead. So then you go to leftist influencers archives. Okay, so it says outlet, leftist influencers, reporter is David Pacman and Ed Krasenstein. I've heard of this. I've heard of Pacman.
Yeah.
The claim, this is a subheader claim. Under it, it says White House responds to social media rumor that Trump was hospitalized before Easter. So it looks like they're fact checking these like leftist reporters. Brian Cohen, I know who he is. Leftists lie. The claim that the leftists lie about the restructuring of U.S. Forest Service. Okay, look. Okay, there's only two of them, so that's it right there. That's
Interesting. From what I thought I remember, I thought I saw like pages and pages and pages.
well. What's interesting is you might have seen it on that leftist influencers page because what happens. So if you press on leftist influencers, it goes nowhere.
Oh, hell.
And then so there's a leftist influencers page. You press on that, and there's nothing there. So it definitely existed at one point.
Yeah.
That's what that tells me. And I mean, I'm not cool with that, first of all.
That's like exactly what you're speaking about, though.
That's not good. But I will say, if you're going to do it, I mean, you have to. I mean, they never would under Trump. But you got to hit the right, too.
Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, like,
Alex Jones would be first.
well, who knows? No, well, Alex Jones definitely would be because he's against Trump now.
Yeah.
You're completely right. But I mean, if we're in a unrealistic, not even a perfect, an unrealistic world where they're being like, hey, who's spreading misinformation on the left and the right? For fuck's sake, Ben Shapiro and the rest of the Daily Wire. Holy shit. I can't with those. I like, and I'm sure, I mean, I'm sure that Ben Shapiro's an actual demon, but like Michael Knowles, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I can't stand listening to him. I say this and I feel like a liberal, you know, I feel it coming out of me like the dark side. But just the way that guy speaks, I just want to fucking like grab him by
Ben?
the ear. No, well, both of them. But Michael Knowles, I want to grab him by the ears and shake. Ben Shapiro, I want to punch in the fucking head. I got to be
Yeah.
honest. Like that dude, like, and I get it.
His fall off is generational, too, dude.
Well, it's because his whole thing was facts don't care about your feelings. Well, buddy, and I get it. He's a Jew. Like, he's Jewish to the nth degree. He's a religious Jew. He's a bloodline Jew. I totally get it. And his alliances are clearly to Israel. My whole thing is say it out loud.
He won't.
Say it out. Say that you prefer. I'm not even saying you have to move. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even go that far. I prefer that he did, but I wouldn't even go that far. Just say that where your alliances are so that your audience can, because his audience has to be akin to that of Fox News, where it's just boomers and just brain dead right wing nuts. It has to be.
Yeah, for sure.
So just keep it fair. You know,
100%,
but that's crazy.
It's funny.
And so some local chick was on that list when you saw it?
She was talking about it. I don't know if she was reporting on herself or reporting on. I was like, dang, what the heck? But I saw like, you know, on one day on TikTok, it was like 5 videos just pop, 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 about people being on the list or talking about being on the list and stuff like that. So it's pretty insane that I saw that.
That's crazy.
dude, I know.
Yeah, so we're talking about the social media stuff. So I would prefer that they stay private, but then again, you run into the issue where it's freedom of speech, and they've basically, like, especially I have a Twitter account, I just don't use it.
Same.
Twitter especially, but Instagram, TikTok, they're basically the town square. They're the public square where everyone airs out their opinions and has discussions, and I wouldn't call them debates, just arguments, and that needs to be, and that's why so many people voted for Trump instead of Biden on this, or the Kamala Harris on this last go around.
Yeah.
Is because during COVID, so many people on the right and the center got silenced by the Democratic Party. Because I can't even put that on Joe Biden because he was asleep at the wheel. But by the Democratic Party, so voting for Trump was a repudiation of that. But then now we enter Trump 2.0, and there's people getting censored and cut down when you criticize Israel and you criticize the president and blah, 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 blah.
I mean, for a while, people were just like muting every time they'd say Israel, or they'd mute their, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they'd abbreviate.
Well, I had to change some of my stuff. It was funny. So my post that I did where my Instagram handle got searched in Tel Aviv a couple of times.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah. So when I initially posted that in the first, I've seen posts like that where they just skyrocket. So I was like, oh, this is guaranteed to be like a 6-figure numbers. There's no way that it's not. And it was getting no traction. In the first 10 to 15 minutes, and I fucked up personally. I deleted the hashtag Israel, skyrocketed. So what does that tell you? You know what I mean? And
Interesting.
yeah, so just keeping that in mind, I'm more inclined to keep them private, but then you have Zuckerberg going on Rogan and straight up saying that the Democratic Party approached them and told them that, hey, and the FBI, that Russian disinformation was going to come out with the Hunter Biden laptop thing, and that's going to be, it's Russian propaganda and blah, blah, blah. They do all the stuff with the censoring. I got fucking censored during COVID, and I have a small following now. I had a smaller following back then. The AI of YouTube just got me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What a time to be alive, huh, during that COVID era.
Dude, I mean, it feels like so long ago, but realistically, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it was still going in 2023. It robbed a lot from I mean, just remove the actual physical effects of the vaccine and keeping people inside and people, all that kind of stuff. People
Dude, imagine what it did to an infantry battalion when I was in. Horrific.
Yeah.
Horrific. You got a bunch of dudes that are training all day, doing this, doing that, at the motor pool, at the range, doing all this, and all of a sudden it's like, go home, stay in your rooms. Dude, I was battling depression like you would not believe.
I'm sure.
Locked in. It was horrible. And then all you have is these freaking NCOs that are jerks. Go see what the boys are doing at the bees.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? You know what I mean? Just bugging all day.
Right.
All day. Horrible.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not a huge numbers guy, but like the wealth redistribution that happened during that time it all just shut up to the top, because obviously all the local mom and pop shit shut down. And what's open?
Chains.
Obviously Amazon, because they're shipping, but Amazon, Walmart,
Post office
Target.
was killing it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
They were crushing it.
I am sure that they were overworked to the gills.
Dude, from one of my buddies was in at that time, and he was telling me that that they worked, I think, like 3 months straight, like 12 to 14-hour shifts a day. No
that
days
OT
off.
got to be sexy.
Dude, crushing it.
OT got to be nice. But yeah, I don't know. That's Did you get hit up? Did you get any kind of email or anything about the Project Jupiter stuff?
Dude, I feel like that's PNN. I didn't get nothing.
PNN.
You
I
remember
haven't
that?
heard that term.
It's PNN.
in years.
Tell them what it is.
The private news network. Jesus Christ, I haven't heard that in years.
The only reason I think of it is because I see you.
That's so funny. Yeah, dude. I mean, this will obviously come out after this weekend, but I've been working on this bit in my act about my buddy. And this did happen. My buddy got stabbed in the dick during basic training.
By what?
A knife, dog.
Who did that to him?
Fucking long story short, what happened is, so did they have you guys line up at the back of the DFAC to grab MRE boxes to take to the barracks? Do you know if you did that at all?
No, I didn't do that.
So we had to do that every now and again because we would obviously have the MREs to take out to the field and stuff like that.
You're at Sand Hill?
Yeah. And I was in, I forgot what battalion it was. Anyway, I just remember having to fucking trek up a giant ass hill. But anyway, so from the DFAC and shit. So we were lined up to do it. So our whole company's lined up, and they or our platoon, I guess, was lined up, and they didn't, like the civilian workers, they didn't cut the saran wrap off the pallet of boxes that kept all the MREs together. And it was the first day, like literally the first, I guess, night, but the first night on like week 4 that we were allowed to buy knives. The first night. And so the drill sergeants are like, who's got a knife? A knife on him.
Everyone gets a Gerber.
Right, exactly. So guy raises his hand, and the knife, he had a Gerber, but it was a, it was like one that had like a bigger blade, and it had the serrated edge at the bottom. He's cutting the saran wrap like this, and it gets fucking caught on the serrated edge on the thick ass saran wrap, and he starts tugging on it. Oh boy, another guy decides to walk up behind him to see if he can help or what's going on. The blade slips through the fucking saran wrap, finally just goes like that right behind him.
Hits him in the junk.
Fucking stabs him, slices his dick like that. Right, misses urethra by half a centimeter.
Oh, I got the chills.
Yeah, slices his dick and then goes 3 inches into his inner thigh.
Oh, hell no. He's lucky he didn't get his freaking...
Yeah, from femoral, right?
Yeah, that artery right there.
Yeah,
Dude.
misses femoral, thank God. So goes 3 inches into his inner thigh, slices his dick in half. Yeah, so then they end up, obviously he went off to medical. We didn't see him for almost a week.
That's nuts.
And God bless him, the dude fucking finished basic.
That's nuts.
They stitched him back together because, I mean, at the end of the day, it didn't hit anything critical. I mean, the dick's pretty critical, but like, didn't sever anything crazy.
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, literally the definition of a. I might add that to my fucking. How would I not think of that? I might add that to my
flesh wound.
Yeah, it's a flesh wound. I might add that to my act. But anyway, so they stitch his ass back together. He had to like break away from training 3 times a day to clean it with this whole cleaning kit they gave him. He almost got cleared for the, what was it called? The exercise where you're crawling, like you're low crawling under gunfire.
Oh, Nick at Night.
Nick at Night, yeah. So they almost got him cleared for that, but he wasn't able to do it. But they just like checked his box anyway because this was his second time doing basic training. He had done basic training 8 months or so before that, but he got removed halfway through due to a back injury. And the back injury occurred like 2 or 3 weeks after that Nick at Night.
Oh, hell no.
So they were like, hey, he clearly wants to graduate and do this army thing. He got his back hurt the first time, dick stabbed the second time. Can we just check the box?
Yeah.
But they made him do like our 11-day FTX at the end. They made him do the fucking last ruck march up. That was like 13 miles or some shit.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And he graduated on time.
Dude, imagine being at freaking at Fort Benning 2 different times.
No.
What's the in-processing barracks they're called?
30th AG.
Dude, imagine being at 30th AG twice.
Dude, okay, so I forget who I was telling this to, but whenever I think about like, I'll be perfectly honest. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I remind myself I'm no longer in the military, and I'm like, oh yeah, it isn't that bad. We'll get over it. I'll wake up tomorrow. It's fine. But I think about, I don't think it's hell, but it has to be a worse version of like purgatory. Is 30th AG on an injury?
Oh, I've never been there.
I wasn't, thankfully, but when I went, it was in January, and cold as fuck. But we saw some people there that were basically made to be like the bitch servants to the drill sergeants that ran 30th, and they were like on. There's a couple dudes that are like on crutches. There's one guy who's on like the scooter where you put your knee on it and you have to whatever, because he like tore like an ACL or some shit, whatever, the Achilles, whatever that is. I know the ACL's in the knee, but he fucked something up. And he had
lower body injury.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember a couple of us that I just made friends with, like off the rip. We were talking to a couple of those guys when it was about to be lights out, and we were like, hey, how long? Because they were telling us like straight up. They're like, hey, originally they were like, hey, we're here for like 4 to 5 days. Ended up being there for like 11 or 12 days.
Yeah.
But they were like, hey, you're gonna have, regardless of how long you're gonna be here for, on day 4, you're going to have a PT test. And if you don't pass the initial PT test, you get recycled at here. And whenever the next group comes in, you get attached to them, and you just repeat until you complete the PT test.
It's like a partial PT test, too. It's like a 1 mile run.
And buddy, let me tell you, I barely passed.
No way.
I barely passed.
No
I
way.
I was never like fat, but I was chunky. Yeah. My diet, my at that point in my life,
you were well fed.
Oh, well, on some bad shit too. Because my fiance and I at the time had just broken up. I was living with my buddies in my apartment, and all I was doing was flunking out of college, working 3 jobs, and my diet was whiskey, enchiladas,
Taco
Whataburger.
Bell,
It was horrible food. So I was like, I think I puked after that mile and a half run.
Oh, man.
I think I puked. Oh yeah. But anyway, so remember we were talking to the guys that were injured there, and how long have you guys been here? One dude was like a couple of weeks. One dude was like a month and a half. So one dude who's on the scooter with the injury had been there for 8 months.
Can I tell the audience how it works at 30th AG?
Yeah.
So if you get injured in basic training, or you decide you want to get out due to mental health or something like that,
right,
the Army will use and abuse you until they send you back home.
Yes.
So say I say, hey, I don't want to do the Army no more. This isn't for me. I'm having a mental health crisis. I need to get out. The Army's going to say, cool, no problem, but you're still our slave for a little while. And they make you do everything, cleaning up ranges, doing random chores around. You're like the help. And you get zero respect from not only the other recruits, but zero respect from the cadre or the NCOs working there. It is a nightmare.
Yes.
And all of those dudes are like social outcasts a little bit.
Yeah, well, because if you have a legitimate mental health crisis, they remove you immediately.
Yeah.
Like if they determine that you are like a legit, like he might try to sneak a bullet off the range or something like that, do some like
crazy stuff,
pile type shit.
Yeah.
They will straight up like, we're done with you. And what a lot of people don't know is, and I didn't even know about this until I heard the podcast between Snowden and Joe Rogan, because Snowden went through this because due to a spine injury he had, or like a back injury or something that he had. If you're injured or if you're removed for any reason in the first 180 days of you signing the dotted line, going to basic and all that, they do a certain removal where it's like you never even touch the military.
That's
where it's like nothing goes on your record, so it's not like a dishonorable or a whatever, but you also get no benefits if you're removed in that first 180 days.
Even if you're like severely injured.
Correct.
That's nuts.
I'm sure there's a provision if you're like crazy, like paralyzed in some kind of way or snapped your leg and they remove you. I'm sure there's something there, like how when I got back from a deployment, I had 5 years of healthcare from the VA.
Yeah.
I'm sure that exists in one way or another, but yet there is a discharge they can do in the first 180 days where it's like you didn't even touch the Army never touched you. It's like we just call it even.
It's a little finesse move on their end.
Have a nice life. But like you said, if they determine that you just don't want to be here, which like whatever, like that happens.
Yeah, it's not for me. I thought I could do it. I can't.
Right. Like that happens. Yeah, they'll work you. They'll work you
to death.
They will humiliate you and they'll whatever, which is like, neither here nor there. But yeah, we had a kid that was there for like 8 months.
Dude, they're there forever.
And we were looking at him like, that's a death sentence. And one thing, I don't remember a lot of basic training, but one thing I do remember is during that initial PT test, there was this guy. His name is Daniel Sears. Mm-hmm. Nice guy. I don't know what he's up to now, but nice guy. I remember he was like way, like not fat, but he was a bit heavier set dude, mid-30s. Like he like barely got in, you know what I mean? Definitely had to turn his life around type of thing. And I remember he could not run for shit.
Oh, no.
And he's running, and the drill sergeant was like being a dick. Hey, you got 20 seconds. You got 19 seconds. And he's like, and he lets out this yell. He's like, I'm going home to see my kids. He just fucking takes off. He makes it at 7 minutes for the mile. And they let him pass.
That's crazy.
I don't know about that in a long time.
Dude, I remember sometimes, man, you get to basic training, right? You go to 38th AG, and then you go up to where you were supposed to go. And I remember there being holdovers that were quitters. And the drill sergeants are like, the fastest way to get out of here is to finish. These guys have been here for blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's crazy, dude. And they're still there when you're graduating. You're like, what the hell is going on? How long do they have you for?
Forever. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know, dude. With social media, like, my inclination is to keep it private, but then again, you just run into these issues where it's like, yeah. I mean, I remember when the Facebook files came out because of Matt Taibbi and all them. Like,
What's that?
So basically, well, that was the Twitter files. Actually, I'll take that back. Matt Taibbi investigated into the Twitter files, and basically what they found in the Twitter files was a lot of suppression of right-wing news and the suppression of COVID vaccine injuries and COVID narratives in general. And then that's what kind of led to, if you remember the Anthony Fauci, his emails coming out, that was kind of tied into it one way or another. I haven't brushed up on it in a couple of years, but that's generally what it was. But there was a Facebook investigation that happened because of a whistleblower that came out, and I forget the lady's name, but she goes and testifies in court or in Congress and goes, yeah, Facebook, they're suppressing these articles that has to do with COVID, and they're suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story, and Meta has had data going back to 2015 or 2016. And keep in mind, I think this is important. Instagram really, I think Instagram came out in 2011.
Yeah.
But it really started popping like 2013-ish. So in just a few years, not a long time at all, they already had data on how certain types of posts that were getting pushed through the algorithm was directly affecting and increasing levels of anorexia in women between the ages of 13 and 24,
The
21.
unrealistic beauty standards.
Exactly. And they had data on that where they were able to track it in one way or another, and just nothing was being done about it. So I definitely see that. And obviously you have the issues with pedophiles online and predators of all different kinds. Like I totally see. I mean, we see that with Roblox.
Dude, you ever see 647? What that is? Dude, crazy. So 647 is it's not newish, but it's an online cult where they try to extort people that are suffering from mental health crises. So what they do is...
Did Sean Ryan bring this up?
They did bring
I
this
did
up,
hear about
where
this.
They lurk in the chat rooms of people that are having mental health issues, and they're in chat rooms that are getting support for like mental health crises, anorexia, just things like that, as finding the support group. And someone will befriend them and say, hey, like I struggle with this too, let's be friends. And then slowly that friend starts to try to get stuff out of you, possibly get a nasty picture. And then once they get that picture, they'll use it against you to do... They don't want money from you. They want you to hurt yourself.
Yeah, like bodily harm, like self-harm shit.
Self-harm, whether that's cutting your arm, doing something crazy, hurting your household pet. And if you don't do it, they will threaten to extort you with said images. But like it gets even worse because sometimes it's like, hey, I want you to beat an old person, or I want you dude, the levels that they go are insane. The FBI just had a press release about this recently.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the FBI supposedly is getting heavily involved in it. They had a seminar this last week about how parents can protect their kids online from groups like this.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, dude, but stuff like that is crazy.
See, and that's going back to the parents issue, not even issue, the dilemma that they're faced. Because, like, a lot of people our age, because you're in your 30s, right? Are you entering your 30s?
I'm 30.
You're 30.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in our age range, people in our age range, we all grew up with, like, the family computer. Maybe you had an iPod Touch. Yeah. Maybe you had a flip phone. If you were rich or if whatever, you got the first couple of iPhones or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But the access to internet, somewhat limited. Yeah. Not just because of the centralization of like a family computer or whatever, just like internet connection was not that fast when we were growing up.
No, you had to plug it in and you wait for dial-up.
Yeah, a lot of us grew up with dial-up, and then when you started to get to Wi-Fi, it wasn't that fast. You had to pay exuberant amount of money to get like a quarter of what we have now. Like it wasn't as, and it just ramped up like crazy now. So now that like people our age are either well into having kids or they're about to have kids, we're trying to play catch up where it's like, okay, this is my frame of reference when I grew up. I know what I'm dealing with now, and now I'm being a kid into it, and what do we not know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just, for me, like, if I had a kid, boom, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know what kids are doing today. I'm not a kid. I don't
For
like
sure.
my friends have kids, but they're like between the ages of 2 months and 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're not middle school age, they're not high school age. So like I don't know. Some of the things that I've like read and heard about is like I didn't even know about the Roblox thing until Sean Ryan brought
Dude,
it up.
that's nuts too. I didn't know about that until him.
Insane. And then it's like buying a bunch of stuff on Snapchat and Telegram and all that. I was like, I just don't know. But then again, there were things that not illegal, but things that I was doing with internet access once it became faster as a teenager, middle school teenager, that my parents did or my mom didn't know about, right? Obviously, because they weren't tapped in that same way. So, like, what's the blind spot that parents today have? And
Yeah, for sure.
how do you not?
That's a good term, the blind spot. The
It's-
blind spot. Because I didn't have any supervision. Like, my parents cared, but my parents were like, what are you doing? My parents didn't give two craps about what I was doing as long as I wasn't getting in trouble.
Well, how much was it they didn't care, but then how much of it was they just didn't know how to check?
Yeah, for sure.
They grew up on fucking, not to insult our parents' generation, but like they grew up on record players, 8-tracks. Again, dial-up internet was revolutionary.
Dude, my dad still hasn't evolved. He rocks a flip phone still.
Good for him.
Yeah, dude.
Honestly, good for him.
Yeah.
Good.
I'll just have Josh do the Google. It's my little brother.
But like if you were in our parents' generation and you were well off and you had the giant stereo system, and then if you were really cool, you had the machine that rewound VCRs for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fucking heavy roller over here. But
Dude,
now
100
it's,
yeah.
all 50 times that is in
Every
this thing.
movie you want, every movie you've ever heard of is on there.
Yeah. So it's like, what blind spots are there?
It's a massive slingshot, though, from when your parents were born till now. It's just so fast, faster than it's a blink, basically.
Exactly. And so, now with AI kicking into it, it's like a lot of it, like, how do you not be a helicopter parent at this point?
Oh, for sure.
And then, because then you're writing that just hypothetically, right? Just trying to put myself in that shoe. You're riding the line between, I want my kid to learn and make mistakes, but the stakes have never been higher today. And I know the evils of the world, but do I want to expose my 10 to 13, 14-year-old to the evils of the world? And not to sound like a sexist, but you can just tell young boys about uglier shit, and I just think whatever it is that makes up a man or a young man, a young boy, they are just kind of built to absorb that better, I think, than young girls are. Even though girls' brains mature faster than men. I just emotionally say, hey, buddy, here's what you got to look out for.
Yeah.
You should probably be more cognizant.
Left and right limit.
Exactly. It's like, and then I don't even know how you would tell that to a little girl. And it's like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
That's tough, huh?
It's why I don't have kids.
Tough. Have you heard about the FaceTime scam there's FaceTime scam that's going on?
Do tell. I have not.
So basically what it is, say, your phone gets a FaceTime random number that you don't see. And you're like, what the heck? Let me just see what's going on, right? You open the FaceTime and you're looking at it, right? Well, the person, once you answer, your face is at the bottom of the screen and there is a nasty image of an underage person on the screen already. That person, click, screenshot, hangs up and says, Noah, I have pictures of you looking at XYZ. I'm going to send this to the police, and I'm going to publicly expose you if you don't give me money.
That's a real thing.
That is a real scam that just started happening this month. Don't answer random FaceTime calls.
Well, I was going to say, I don't answer, not that I get FaceTime calls, but if I just got a random FaceTime answer or FaceTime call, I wouldn't answer it.
Yeah.
My phone's on D&D half the time anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a crazy one, right?
All right, we're going back to Google.
Check it out.
Let's see. FaceTime scam. Let's do scam. 2026.
It's nuts.
Okay. FaceTime scams involve criminals using video calls or AI deepfakes to impersonate banks, tech support, or loved ones. The primary goal is to trick users into screen sharing or revealing personal information, which allows the fraudsters to steal money. Okay, so that's specifically about that.
Type in AI or FaceTime scam extortion.
Yeah, I'll type in. I don't want to type any crazy shit, but I'll type in. Let's see, extortion.
Gonna get the FBI knocking, huh?
Fucking, I'm already on.
What are you guys looking at?
Yeah, 5,000 different fucking watch lists, I'm sure. Okay. Okay.
You found her?
Oh my God. Okay, so this is from Google AI. Obviously, they pull from different sources. The anatomy of the scam. The hook. You receive a FaceTime call from an unknown number or a spoofed email address. Ooh, one of the sources for that is LinkedIn. Interesting. The capture. When you answer, the scammer displays an explicit or compromising video on their screen and takes a screenshot of your face reacting to it. Oh my God. The threat. The scammer overlays or manipulates the images so it falsely appears you were watching or participating in illicit content, and then they text or email you demanding money to prevent them from sending the material to your social media contacts. Oh my God.
It's nuts.
That's
Good luck explaining that one to the cops, huh?
well, I mean,
It's always he said, she said, but
yeah, but like if
the saving grace is you're ratting on yourself.
what I was going to say is like, I always think, because I will say this, I got an email. This was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe. I got a scam email where they were claiming that they like looked through my webcam or whatever, and they whatever they captured. And I was like, that's weird because my webcam's broken.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I have like, obviously I've done like live streams in the studio, and that can act as a webcam. So it's like, that's what I thought of, like the superimposing and like the AI stuff. Because my live streams are just me sitting at a desk. So what can, you know? So I called the FBI. I reported to the FBI, and I did whatever, like, because Google suggested call your local PD, do a scam thing, and blah, 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 blah. And I thought about that, and what was funny is I read the letter, right, that they sent me, and they had my name, and they had my email address, obviously, and they claimed to have my address. And I looked at the address, and one of the digits was off. It's like, okay, that's not right. And then they had a picture of the house. The picture of the house was wrong.
Interesting.
And I was like, okay, so this is obviously a scam, but like interested in doing this. And I started looking it up, and a bunch of other people like in Minnesota and Washington had gotten hit with it. And all of this to say, like, obviously it's scary, like, at its face, especially if they face, that's crazy. The FaceTime thing that's crazy. But on the other hand, it's like, well, I mean, if you are just not a fucking disgusting creep, first of all, because like personally, I'll be honest, if a normal person got their stuff leaked, like got like a picture of them leaked, either from like a consensual explicit chat, or like a webcam breach or whatever, where they're just to something legal, I think today most people will be like, that's funny. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Everyone will forget about it tomorrow.
But it's also like, you're not doing the same thing, or crazy, or what, you know what I mean? Like, it just, who gives? There's so many other crazy things happening. Who gives a fuck? That's where I'm at personally. And then it's like, if it's a consensual thing and it's an explicit thing and the other person leaks, that's just fucked up, dude.
I'm pretty sure it's a law against that.
I think there
Melania
is.
Trump got something passed like that, and someone actually got charged with that this year too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Leaking people's whatever. Damn. Well, that's good.
Like exposing compromising pictures of people.
Because that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, that's not right. But, you know, if a scammer does that to you and tries to like superimpose the whatever, like, if that ever happened to me personally, I'd be like, hey, FBI, CIA, local PD, feel free to go through all of my stuff.
Yeah.
You will find nothing illegal.
Did you see that that streamer that got caught up by Vitaly doing that? Oh, dude, I got to tell you about this.
Is it the black dude? Like the heavier set guy?
No, he was like Indian, like from India.
Oh, because there was like he wasn't a streamer, but he was a media, an internet personality.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's the meme where it's like he has the piece of paper like, what's this? Like that meme.
Yeah.
So that dude ended up getting caught by people that were catching predators.
Oh,
turns out he's like a legit pedophile, and like he got caught in the chat with an impersonator, obviously, but like the guy was like, hey, yeah, I'm a 13-year-old, like, I remember his boy or girl, but it doesn't matter, right? 13 years old, and he was like sending some pretty explicit stuff, like, I want to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And he ended up, I think he's in prison right now.
Oh, dude, no, this whole story was nuts because it was a blatant accident. So Vitaly was doing this thing where he was trying to catch predators, and he had a girl that was working with him as like the decoy.
Yeah.
So the decoy was on Hinge, and she was messaging tons of people. I think when they searched, it was like over 30 people she had hit up. And then from Hinge, she would get them to go over to Snapchat, and then Snapchat, they would do blah, 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 and then get into the nitty gritty, right?
And was she explicitly saying I'm underage?
To some people, yes. But to the person that got caught in this by accident, she did not. She was hitting up so many people that she invited this dude over without getting into any of that, without telling her his age, right? So, or without saying that she's underage, you know what I mean? So they hit him up on Hinge, and he goes over there thinking he's going to meet a girl on Hinge, and they pull up with cameras, and they're
And I've never been on Hinge. You have to be 18 and above, right?
Correct, yeah,
Okay.
correct. And they're filming this guy, they're saying racist stuff to him, they're making fun of him, they're smacking him, and he's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, we have you on Snapchat. And he's like, that's not me. And they're like, you deleted it, you did this. This dude calls the cops. And is
good.
Dude, this guy calls the cops and he's like, I don't know what's going on. These people are saying I'm doing this. These people are saying I'm doing that. Cops pull up, clear this guy, let him go. But by then, everyone has already clipped this man getting exposed for being a pedo.
Because he's streaming.
Because he's streaming.
No.
So he streamed it, went viral. And now everyone thinks that this guy who is actually like a business owner got exposed for being a alleged pedo. Dude, this guy is suing. From what I understand, he filed a massive lawsuit against Vitaly.
Oh.
Because,
dude.
you know what I mean? And it's, from what I understand, it's all on the person who's the decoy, because they were hitting up so many people, got this guy mistaked.
I would, dude.
Nuts. Imagine me that guy.
I mean, no. I can't. Like that. I mean, that's...
Yeah. The dude was like, the best thing I did was call the cops on myself.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? Well, because if you're interfacing with somebody and they're like, I'm a minor, and you're like, yeah, let's meet up.
Yeah.
You're done. Whatever.
For sure.
But yeah, if you're a single guy on a
Yeah.
dating app,
Yeah.
and you match with however the age is over 18, and you're under the and then that, dude, Vitaly's a big guy. I get that.
And he had dudes with him that were like super aggressive.
Oh yeah.
And I think a lot of the
I would have got my ass kicked.
a lot of thing that sealed the deal with
Never
him,
mind.
dude, is like they were saying like super like racist stuff towards Indian people. I think, dude, like they're playing that ding 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 ding.
Oh right,
Oh,
they call him like
dude.
a Jeet and shit.
Dude, they were coming for him, and the guy was just like,
Well, thank God that's all on stream, because that's
Dude.
all evidence.
dude, 100%.
Oh, I would sue that dude and his whole team for everything they have and everything they will have,
Dude,
everything
it's
their
nuts.
kids are gonna have. I would get royalties on every. Like, I would just fuck them up.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
And then the next day they delete it, and then they post a video saying, "Hey, we're sorry, this and that, dude." But damage is already done.
No, yeah.
If 5 million people see that, I think what? Not even a quarter of that are going to see your apology. video.
No. Because nobody gives a fuck about the apology.
No.
And with the way the algorithms go,
You won't see it.
algorithms don't push apologies. Algorithms push, hey, local business, let's be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Migrant Indian business owner, even if he wasn't a migrant,
Yeah.
let's just be honest, right? Migrant Indian business owner exposed as pedophile.
Dude.
That's the headline. Oh my, where was this? Is this in the States?
This is in the States. I want to say Florida. Ooh. And this is right after Vitaly just got done serving time in jail in the Philippines.
Right. Oh, right. I
Dude,
heard
it was
about
like as soon as he came back, whoop,
that dude's a fucking weirdo.
nuts, huh?
Well, because there's that local, I think he's in Africa right now. I've met him a couple of times. We did a podcast together. Santi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He worked with him for a little
He
bit.
did, yeah.
And I saw the videos that he posted afterwards about how Vitaly pretty much just dumped him after that. And
That's crazy.
I don't know, because I remember that dude being a Vitaly, like back in the day, like high school years, where he was like a prankster and like doing like crazy. Like, that's kind of gay, but whatever. He's kind of funny.
Their Target videos are kind of funny, him and that other guy.
Yeah, but like now, dude. I mean, after that, that's you should lose your right to like your account. You should be like banned from that, because that's like, what's the greater, like, outside of posting sexually explicit videos or like violent videos, right? Like very violent videos
Yeah.
of like executions or whatever. You performing them, like shit like that, like the most violent thing you could post on an account. That's the most vile shit you can do to somebody on social media, especially with a giant platform like that.
Oh, dude,
You
for
should
sure.
lose your account. Like
Yeah.
that's when freedom of speech kind of stops right there because you're now imposing on somebody else's liberties. There needs to be consequences for that.
Well, even now, that guy said that, you know, he's like, I just killed a lot of my deals that I have on. I lost a lot of businesses. He's like, I'm scared to even show my face now still.
Yeah, because there's people that are like, oh, you want to fuck kids.
Yeah, you did XYZ. Oh, it's the worst thing to be in, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
That Santi guy got caught with some heat too by doing the same thing.
yeah, I saw APD wasn't too happy about it.
No,
And he got arrested and shit.
Yeah,
Which is retarded.
I
but-
saw his video or the videos that the news did on him. There was like a couple of them.
Oh, really?
them.
They did.
Yeah.
He was on the.
Dude, they put him on the news and they had like a whole APD detective talking about how how people shouldn't do that. And he was like, well, basically, he's like, you shouldn't do this because he's like, it's nice that you guys are creating like a paper trail of us to follow, but it totally like negates all of that when you're smacking them on camera.
Well, I agree with that. So that's the
Yeah.
thing is I still believe in the Constitution. I
Due
still
process.
believe in due process, innocent until proven guilty. Even
Sure.
if you have all of the evidence, these things need to be squared away in a court of law. That means I will never not believe in that, especially today with AI, deep fakes, all of that stuff. Like, and it's getting better by the minute. Again, even if you have all of the evidence that this guy either is a pedophile, has done pedophilic things, or is about to do pedophilic things, and I'll be perfectly honest, like if you catch a guy that is about to do it, there should be a punishment. Like there should be a punishment, not as big of a punishment, I don't think, as actually doing it. There needs to be degrees of separation, but because I still get iffy, and my only gray area is with pedophiles. Like, yeah, if you're about to do it and you're caught getting about to do it, you should be punished. But the whole, like, we've seen with, like, the global war on terror, with the NSA spying, with the Patriot Act and the Patriot Act 2, we've seen what, well, they were going to, or they had intention to. That's a slippery slope. You know what I mean? Like, there's issues there, but I think a gray area could be made and should be made for this kind of thing. But all of this should be squared away in a court of law. Like, if you catch them coming to the area of like your own little sting operation,
Like catch a predator.
or right, to catch a predator, that type of thing. You
They're
catch
in
them
your territory.
right,
They're in the house.
Or in the house, or even if you catch them at the Walmart and you agreed to meet up at the Walmart, meet up at the Target or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them on video, have the screenshots. Totally cool with that. The moment you start putting your hands on people,
Yeah.
especially if you're even a big streamer like Vitali and you have not done all your homework, or you've done your homework and you've assigned it to the wrong person, you're jeopardizing your whole investigations. And most people that are like, and I'd put myself in this category too, as like a grassroots startup, whatever thing you're doing in the entertainment or social media business, you're going to fuck up sometimes. I've said some things that were flat out wrong, and I've had to say in concurrent episodes or concurrent live podcasts, I'm like, hey, I was wrong about this. This is what actually, whatever. But whatever I say on the internet is not all that consequential. But you're doing this type of thing. I mean, you're setting yourself up for a lawsuit that will damn you for generations. You hand it off to the police. I agree with that. But the idea that you're going to arrest for, like, as long as you keep your hands off them and you just filming the person, you got them, whatever, I don't think you should be arrested for that.
Let me ask you this. How do you feel about when they make them call their wives and tell them what they're doing?
I think it goes back to, do you have the evidence?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are you airtight? Like, is it water sealed? Like, do you have all of the evidence?
All your T's crossed and all your I's dotted.
Yeah, do you have that? And then it's like, well, I mean, I agree with it. I don't know if I agree with filming the reaction of the partner, either if it's in person or on the phone, and putting that on the internet.
I'll put it on speaker.
Right, because then it's like, does the partner know that they're being filmed? Do they know that they're going to get... Because here's my thing. Like, if you're a fucking,
PDF.
yeah, if you're one of those guys, we've said it so much already, it's already flagged, whatever. If you're a pedophile and you get fucking caught in the act, or if you get caught leading up to it, or you have the DMs or whatever, your partner should 100% know. They should know. But people around you should know that you're
Yeah.
involved with these things. If you are doing things that are illegal in this manner, I want to make that very clear. Should people be exposed for sexual kinks? No. Obviously. If you're an adult, over 18,
Consensual, whatever. Yeah.
consensual stuff that is legal, that is your business. That shouldn't get exposed. Like, that's fucked up.
It's your prerogative. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's your issue, but that's your thing. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? It's your business and the business of those that are participating with you. The moment it becomes illegal, the moment it becomes illegal and underage, like that kind of thing, your spouse should know. Your fucking work should know. Your fucking family, people should know that they are in the orbit of that kind of person.
Yeah.
However, just to put it mildly, everyone reacts to things differently. And I mean, you got a chick, I got a chick, in some other weird whatever, I'm sure because we're dating people from New Mexico, they found some wild shit. Who knows what the fuck they're gonna say on the internet or on the phone?
Yeah.
And then that gets broadcasted, and they might get put into a bad light. People might. I think most people would sympathize with them and be like, yeah, totally, crash out, stab them, shoot them, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that should be filmed and put on the internet just because, again, they don't know they're being filmed. They probably don't even know they're being on speakerphone. They're reacting in real time to probably some of the worst. It's like this news.
I just got caught doing XYZ. I'm sorry. And it's just like, what raw reaction do you have? You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like that and like a family member dying. You know what I mean? Like hysterics.
I mean, you're probably going to piss your girl off and make her cry is probably what's going to happen.
Oh, I mean, and the words that are come out of her mouth,
Depends on the female. It could be vicious or it could be just crying on the phone.
Right. So again, that probably shouldn't be filmed and put on the internet.
Yeah.
But should they be notified? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sucks for that fucking dude. That's crazy.
Huh?
That's insane. Yeah, I don't know, man. So what was we talking about? Okay, I am curious, like, and I'm asking a lot of people this both on and off the podcast because I'm still forming my opinion myself.
Tell me.
I'm just getting the vibe. I'm mostly against right now, and I think I'm going to stay that way. Data centers. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I know everyone is against it for obvious reasons, what it's going to do to the environment, but like...
And I think a good question to ask you, too, before you give your answer.
Sure.
And I'm not asking this as a disparaging thing, but just how well-read are you on it?
Not.
Okay. I think that's important to, you know what I mean? Because I'm not well-read on it either. I have like a surface level to like slightly below surface level.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at, personally. But anyway, continue.
So I know very little about data centers, too, obviously. I know... the pushback on it, right, is what it could do to the environment, whether that's the air pollution, the amount of water these things are sucking up. There's just a lot of negatives that go along with it. But on the other side, I don't know, like, what are the positives for it? Like, you get, because I know the one that's opening in Santa Teresa and Doñana County, that one is powered by Oracle and OpenAI. So basically, the people that own ChatGPT are building that one there. And
has it been approved?
It has. Everything's been approved. They've put like billions of dollars into grants and funding for it already. They're just pushed back from environmentalists and people that live in that area. I don't know what the benefits to data centers are. But one thing that I do understand from like a military standpoint is there is a race to win the AI race.
Yes.
And it's pretty much between us and China. And
correct.
That's the one thing that I'm curious about as well, is that do data centers help out with our race to AI? Like it's like the race to who could get to the moon first, but this is consequences.
So you're on the right track. From what I understand is the data centers are basically just giant servers that can help the AI run, right? And producing more and blah, 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 blah.
More powerful.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of issues with the water consumption. I want to say I read some article that was talking about there's a new federal regulation that's either getting proposed or did get passed where I think it was like middle to end of last year, where it was every data center that gets made, they need to have their own like water recycling inside the center, so that they're not like
they're not pulling from the community.
Right. So they have like their set amount of water. That also has to get added to as time goes on, but like they're not just constantly draining from the local resources. They could have it in there and then just basically on a spin cycle, recycling, reusing, all that type of thing. You are correct. We are in an AI race with China. The issue, I think, and this is a problem that's been put upon the American people by the government, shocker, is our economy, right? We aren't producing much. We have wrecked our economy and we have debased our currency so thoroughly. Like, I really can't overstate this. So thoroughly between the COVID money printing, the war in Ukraine money printing, the war in, I think it's hard to call it a war.
Iran,
Full funding what's going on, or what was still kind of is going on in Gaza.
Yeah.
The funding for what's going on. I mean, between the money printing and the projected losses due to the oil and the petrodollar and what's going on with Iran right now, we're something to the tune of $450 billion in the hole. On top of the fact that our national debt is 39 trillion, the national deficit is 1.3 trillion. And for people that just don't, and I get it, I'm not a big money guy either.
Those numbers you can't even comprehend.
You can't even comprehend it, but like, the difference between the debt and the deficit is the interest on the debt. So we're paying, so like your credit card bills, just the minimum, whatever it is to make your monthly, that makes up your monthly payment just to break even so you don't get sent to collections or whatever. That's your deficit before you even start chipping into the debt. The deficit on the national debt is now the number one line item. It used to be the defense budget. It used to be defense budget, medical, like the healthcare budget, and then it was the deficit.
Did we reprioritize them?
No, just the money printing got so bad between everything I just listed that the deficit shot up to number one.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're not producing a whole lot. We're in debt a ton. Our economy is based pretty much on two things.
And we're pissing off the entire globe simultaneously.
Correct. Our economy is based upon two things right now: projections and futures, and AI. Because the petrodollar is falling because of what's going on in Iran right now and with all the GCC countries. So and AI falls into the futures and projection thing. But AI is effectively, from what I understand, is propping up our economy. It's propping up our stock market because everyone is basically, this is a dumbed down version, but they're basically looking at our AI sector and they're saying, okay, because the American economy is based on capitalism and the rule of the economy is not just what you're producing, but what you're projected to produce and the rate you're able to do that, AI is able, in theory, now there's a report that came out early this morning from the Financial Times that showed that in the last financial year, I think for OpenAI, they lost something like $430 billion.
That's a lot of money.
So
Uncomprehendable.
Genuinely, you cannot comprehend that amount of money. Now, how much of that is liquid? How much of that is like in projections and blah, 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 all of that. But the value they've lost is $430 billion. But the fact that they even had that kind of valuation and they can still continue as a company shows you how massive these things are and how much they're getting propped up by by governmental contracts and, again, projections. So the AI being injected into the economy is, okay, we're able to expedite the productivity of the economy. It should raise the GDP. So therefore, this is where we are. We have to keep putting so much money basically into this paper tiger so it doesn't fold on itself. But you have a bunch of people pushing back on the data centers I think for good reason.
Yeah.
And then you have companies like this one that just lost a ton of money that are now having to report that out to their shareholders, to the stock market, to the government. I mean, it really seems like a giant paper tiger to me. And if it falls apart, I mean, it's like, just from what I've been hearing, like in podcasts for people that have talked about the economy and talk about like how the Fed is reacting and how they're moving the interest rates and all that, because credit card debt and just debt and like household debt is through the fucking roof.
Everyone's in so much debt.
The average, myself included, the average debt, I think, per person just on credit cards, before COVID, it was something to the tune of $5,500 to $7,000 on a credit card. Right now, it's north of 12.
12,000?
Yeah. So, and loss. What's it called? Bankruptcies. Bankruptcies are through the roof. It's looking at right now. The United States is, and I can't really unpack this because I'm not the smartest at this specific subject. But
To me, you are.
But thanks. The projected outcome of the overall debt is that it appears the United States is trying to do whatever they can to prop up the economy through AI so that they can default on the debt and make it not hit as hard. But I mean, if we default on our loans, and what's the fucked up part is most of our loans are owned by people. Most of our debt is owned by ourselves.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Weird.
Yeah. It's owned, excuse me, it's owned by us. And then like, I think 17% is owned by China.
17%.
Yeah. By like, from like governmental bonds and stuff like that.
Very minuscule amount.
Kinda. But I'm not smart enough to really analyze that. But like I just know a lot of our debt is owned by us. So
Weird how that
we
works,
just
huh?
fall in on each. We're looking at the dollar's already getting devalued, but we are looking at a collapsing empire.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even look at once BRICS starts finessing too. Oh no.
Yeah, and that's why I think why they're staying pretty neutral in this whole Iran conflict.
Go ahead.
Because they're just like, let's figure this out. Let's see where it goes. I mean, the way that, and then I had a phone call with a friend of mine. This was around this time last year, actually, and she had asked me, because she's super duper liberal against Trump, whatever. And she was like, what's it going to take for you? This was like February of last year. And she was like, what would it take for you to like denounce Trump and not support him and whatever? And I was like, conflict in Iran. If we go to war with Iran in any kind of way, that's where you lose me. Like, true, because I knew the ICE stuff was going to look bad. I knew the mass deportations, which they didn't even do, by the way. They did not execute mass deportations in any kind of way, truthfully. I knew that just a war with Iran would be the beginning of the end for the presidency and the Epstein stuff. And sure enough, look where we're at, man.
For sure. Dude, I've totally walked away from talking about any of it because
I don't blame you.
It's so divisive and it's so like conflicty, you know what I mean? And that's not what kind of content I want to make. I love talking about the news, so I'm just like, I don't want to talk about it no more.
Well,
you know what
I think what you've done a really good job at is something that I specifically am trying to work at a little bit better. You've done a great job at sourcing an audience that is 100%, not 100%, but like the majority is localized to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Right? You've become name and face recognition where you live. I don't think people really understand, especially in New Mexico, how hard that is.
Yeah.
Truly, how hard that is. So I mean, I applaud you on that. But you've done a great job on that. So, and quite frankly, I don't blame you because the position you've put yourself in is to just say what's going on. There's not a pressure to put a comedic twist. I'm sure there's a superficial pressure to make it clickbaity, which I don't think you do. But
I try not to.
Yeah, you don't have to do like a comedic thing on it. You don't have a shtick. You don't have a gimmick. It's just, hey, you guys have come to me because I'm telling you in a small bite-sized nugget, this is what's going on. Here it is.
I think I do. I think it works out because I would tell you the same way, even if I saw you at work. If say we work together, and be like, "Bro, did you see what happened?" You know what I mean? I do it the exact same way. The same way I act online is the same way I'm gonna act too.
Yeah, you've brought that to the internet, and again, you've managed to build an audience around that where you live, which is tough.
I'm just blessed that people like me. You know,
you've done a good job, man.
Thank you. When I was at the Aloe store the other day, do you know what that store is? The Aloe in Uptown. It's like a fancy bougie Lululemon store. You're talking $80 for a shirt.
Oh, fuck off,
dude. So they had their grand opening this last week, and
what's it called?
Aloe, ALO.
ALO.
Aloe, the Aloe store. Yeah, that's what's in right now, man. So they sent me an email asking me, hey, Johnny, would you like to come to our soft opening? And I said, sure, 100%, right? So I do my shift at work. After work, I head over there to go check it out. And dude, there is a massive line. And I see it, and I was like, oh, snap. Like, hey, I got the email. They're like, cool. I was like, is it cool if I just film a video real quick? And the district manager for Arizona, New Mexico, Texas is out there. And she's like, yeah, go ahead, start filming. So I start filming, and as soon as I do my intro, dude, I get swarmed. Probably like 15 people. Can I take a picture? Can you be in my TikTok? Can you do this? Can you do that? People yelling at me. And she's like, who are you? And I was like, oh, I just do the news like on Albuquerque. That's all I do.
Oh, I don't know.
Dude.
This is who I am.
And she's like, forgive me. I was like, no. Like, it's not a big deal. I literally am just like a regular person.
That's so funny. How'd that feel? Did that feel weird?
Dude, it was kind of weird. It was a little bit weird because she was like, I don't even know who you are. I was like, you don't have to. You swear.
You ain't missing out.
Right? I wish I was a little bit taller. That's about it.
Hey, no, you know what? That's how I know. And I've told, do you know who the Slums of Harvard are?
Slums of Harvard? No.
Harvard, yeah, they're a band in town, and their lead singer, Nevin, he's a good friend of mine. Well, they're all good friends of mine, but Nevin's a good friend. And I told him this, like, dude, you know how I know you're going to make it in some kind of way in music? You're tiny. All famous people are short.
Yeah, we're like
you got
5'7" and under.
You've got it.
Yeah.
All the famous people are Tom Cruise, Mick Jagger. I think Johnny Depp's tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them. You got it.
New Mexico is, I think, ranked number 3 for short kings.
Did you see a thing? I saved this because I wanted to add it to my act, but like I just haven't like sat down and like really like punched it in.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't even know what this means. Study. New Mexico, this is from our mutual friends over at The Scene.
Oh, okay.
Study. New Mexico ranks number 3 nationally for racial equality in education. What does that mean?
We're all the same.
Like, are we all equally stupid? Like, what? Because we're also 50. Actually, no, we have moved up to like 48th in education, but if you ever see my act, we're 51st. Yeah. Yeah, apparently we're number 3 nationally for racially. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Racial equality in education.
Equality. We're all treated the same.
Yeah, we're all just dumb equally. I don't know. Anyway, that's funny. I mean, they was getting swarmed at a fucking...
Swarmed at the Aloe store. Dude, it's funny because my audience was younger kids. So
that's good.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see. It was cool to see. But then there's a lot of other adults as well. Mostly, I don't know. It was cool. It's cool taking selfies.
Well, also, it's like I'd imagine that younger kids are more inclined to be like, oh, internet personality, oh, internet influencer, rather than it's like guys our age are like, all right, dog, cool. Sick, good job.
The number one compliment I get from guys our age, some dude's like, I don't watch you, but my chick does. And it's like, it's supposed to be an insult. And then some dude told me that at work the other day, and some guy was like, no offense, bro, but I wouldn't tell my chick to watch Johnny. And I was like, good the heck. But,
bro, it's happened in shows where I'll do my joke or whatever, and a chick starts laughing because like I've learned this gimmick from saw a podcast with Christopher Titus, and it is a comedian. I actually signed that poster right there. There's a tip that he gave on a podcast episode. I've been doing it over the last few months, and it works.
What is it?
Where you do your free game for comedians listening. Do your setup to the room. Or do your setup to specific people. Like, look them in the eye while you're doing your setup and hit your punchline to the room. So, ba-da-ba-da-ba, right? And you make the whole room laugh, but you get to zero in on these people. They get more invested in your set, and you build a better connection that way passively.
That's called playing the room? Or what is that called?
I don't even know what that's called, but I guess you could call it like playing the room or just paying attention and really connecting that way. And it's worked out for me quite well. And I don't pick anybody specifically. I just like who's ever in front of me, if someone's wearing kind of crazy something, or maybe they're like whatever, just maybe they're really interacting and laughing, whatever. But I've noticed if I do that, if there's a couple in front of me and I'll like zero in, I make sure to make contact with the dude first.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude.
Don't lock onto his chick.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll find it. I've done it a couple of times where I notice if the girl starts laughing, like with the rest of the room, and the girl's laughing real hard, dude ain't laughing too hard.
Yeah.
He's a little upset that,
It's not even funny. funny.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Why are you laughing at that? Why is that so funny?
Yeah. You know him?
Yeah. Oh, dog. I'm not even getting into that. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's not something I'll put on camera, but yeah.
Whoa,
we've had that happen. Yeah.
dude.
For both ways. Anyway.
Why are they laughing so hard?
Right, exactly. But yeah, that's funny shit. Like, yeah, it's just I haven't had like a moment like that, but I've definitely gotten recognized a little bit. And then like I did that all American.
That video was sick.
I try to keep a good head, and because I generally think I'm a humble-ish person, but like I try to not let myself get proud or whatever, because the Bible talks strictly against it and it just feels gross. I will say, it felt cool to show up to the All-American Rejects thing, because I also, just kind of like inside baseball, the band had hit me up, the Sons of Harvard hit me up to help with like security and like get people for security. And 'cause I worked for a security company, but I didn't relate to and all that stuff because I don't want to get fired. But because of that, and because we were there to shoot content, just fucking skipping the line felt so good.
Yeah.
It felt so good.
So good.
It felt good. Anyway, got to cut a little short.
Yeah, no problem.
Got to prep for the show tonight.
He's about to tear it up tonight.
Yeah, dude. When is this going to come out? A couple weeks probably. So the Casadas show went well. It just did. And then I will be at... I just got booked for this. I haven't even posted this on my social media yet. I literally just got booked for it this morning. I'll be at Hyenas Comedy Club on the 16th of July. It's a Thursday. I will be opening up for, I forget her name. It's like Jennifer something. Yeah, Jennifer Gable. I'll be opening up for her Thursday the 16th. That'll be a lot of fun. And then towards the end of the month, on the 24th and 25th, I believe, I'll be in Lubbock, Texas, do some shows out there.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for coming and doing this.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I love coming on here every single time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We'll do it again for sure. Obviously, you've made quite the footprint, but where can people find you on various social media stuff?
On TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, News Guy Johnny, or Johnny America.
Sick. Well, good job on everything.
Yeah, bro.
Best of luck on everything else.
Thank you.
And can't say it on camera, obviously, but I'll let you know if that thing we talked about beforehand, if that ends up panning out.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I'll let you know if that pans out.
Let's go.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.